this game. So c3. Alapin defense. White, black play knight f6. So usually black play d5 to like put the pawn to the center. Because white cannot move knight to c3, so the pawn can move to d5 without worrying queen being kicked by the knight. But in this game, black play knight f6, and then we can push the pawn, that's right, and d4. Now white have connected two pawns to the center, that is good. Take d6, so far so good. Knight f3. Well, I think apart from knight f3, I think bishop c4 is equally good to attack the knight. And if the knight moves to b6, we can move the bishop to b3, having this bishop aiming at this diagonal. So later maybe we could move the knight to e2 instead, and f4 to strengthen the center. So knight f3 is also a book move. I'm not saying this move is wrong. I'm just suggesting some other alternative. Knight c6, knight c4, good. Take the pawn. We take that with the d pawn, and the bishop e6. I'm wondering why didn't black move the knight to b4 instead? And there's, I mean, if the queen take ours, for example, take that. And knight d8, and there is a knight c2. If knight to a3, for example, and black can divide the knight, divide the bishop, and later move the knight back and the castle. So yeah, I think knight to b4 is better because bishop e6, this bishop is quite passive and it blocks the e pawn. So the dark square bishop, it's not easy to divide this dark square bishop. Maybe g6. Bishop g7, yeah. Castle, knight e3. Is that mistake? If I take the queen, if knight takes, we can check, exchange the bishop, and then we win the knight, right? Let's say if rook takes and we take the bishop, the knight has to take our rook, otherwise it will be captured, and we keep. So we move the bishop back. I think the knight is trapped, right? And also a bishop can guard d1, and we win material. Takes, we take that with the king. So yeah, white has like piece advantage. So if the king takes, I think that's the same. If you take, I can take f7 instead, and the knight is trapped. So we can win material. Oh, but we didn't do that. Actually, yeah, bishop e6 is better. And we didn't win material. It's unfortunately we didn't get this opportunity. e6, rook e1, bishop back to d3. Now black has pair bishop, and this is an open position, so black is slightly better. Bishop e7, knight c3, rook b4, rook back, castle, a3, kick the bishop, knight to b3. So now it's very balanced, and I think both sides are improving piece position. And I'm thinking it's knight d4 better than knight d2 because we place a knight to the center. I don't think black can take the pawn. Can we play bishop to f4? Is a double attack. Oh, maybe knight d3. Take this one. Take e5. Okay. But we can move rook e4 and take the bishop. Or bishop g5, yeah. So we will lose something. We'll lose the rook. Okay, but can we move bishop to here? It's skewer. Take. Knight c1. We take the bishop. Yeah, I think it's favors white, the exchange. So I don't think black will take the pawn. And we can move the knight to center. And the forcing black take our knight. If I take ours, we can take that with a bishop, a bishop targeting like the pawn, and also we can attack the pawn. Attack the bishop, maybe bishop to d5, and then we can keep offering trade. And later maybe we can move knight to d6. This is a very good square for the knight to control. And the position is quite balanced. Knight f d2, we want to attack the bishop, but the bishop move to the center. We play f4, b6, bishop f2. Okay, I assume we want to move the knight, but this knight is under attack, right? We cannot move the d2. g5, black trying to make the position more open because black has pair bishop. If the position become more open, it favors black. Yeah, rook is going to this file together with the bishop. They're super annoying. I think we can move the rook to c3 to block the check, right? King f1 doesn't really help. The bishop is still like coming. Bishop to g3. Yeah, I mean, if we move the rook, that's better than play bishop to g3 because the bishop is stuck here. f6. Oh, black has opened another file. Take the pawn. Knight c4. But I think we'll lose b2. Now we see the power of this pair bishop. Yeah, now it's really hard to balance the position, I think. Rook to g4. King f1. Yeah, I think if the rook moved here, check our king. No. Knight at d2. And also maybe this pawn pushed, kick our knight. And yeah. The black pieces are so like active. a5, yes. Rook b4, attack the knight. The knight has to move. The knight cannot move to a very good place. It has to go down. And we will lose the pawn. Okay, and also this cover attack. We lose pieces. I think black can take the pawn first. Okay, then I don't think we have a chance to balance the game. Yes, checkmate. Well, I think first of all, if we can spend a little more time at this position, I think we play so fast, 6 seconds, right? So if we can spend, I mean, 2 or 3 minutes, I think it's definitely that we can find a better solution than taking the bishop, right? And after like we didn't manage to win the material, I think the reason we like lose this game is we let the g file open, f file open, so we need to do something before black opening the king side. The bishop is so powerful, and we should try the way to minimize the power of this pair bishop. So for example, we should trade our bishop, and also later on I'm thinking moving the knight to the center is better. Trade pieces and trade the bishop. Yeah. So knight d4 is I think this is a very good move. Trade the thing and trade the bishop. Yeah, to trying to trade one of the pair bishop. Otherwise we feel the power of the pair bishop later on, right? So this bishop pair move to something like this. You see the squares. How many squares? These two bishops are super powerful, controlling a lot more squares than our bishop and the knight. If you look at this, the bishop controlling a lot more squares than our knight and the bishop. So that's why we lose the game. And that's it.